Welcome back. In this break, I have two guests, Ingrid van Engelshoven, our Minister of Education, Culture and Science, and Ahmad Joudeh, our dancer from the opening ceremony. Due to COVID-19, I can't invite them on our nice couch, but I have to invite them all the way on this shiny table on the other end of our studio. Welcome both. I'm very proud of having you here. I have to say, due to both your busy schedules, this was pre-recorded. So if people are wondering, you have just danced the stars out of the sky and you're not even panting or sweating, that's because this is pre-recorded. So now I can ask you, are you looking forward to dancing?
Of course, I am looking so much forward. I'm very happy and thankful to be here.
And how do you prepare? Because you tell your story in dance. On what way do you prepare for a dance like this? Do you do your choreography yourself and everything?
Yes, I do my choreographies myself, unless I'm doing a ballet or something, so I have to work with a choreographer. But the dance I'm performing today is one in a million, is my choreography with coaching from Ruben van Zepten from the National Ballet. It was choreographed and based on what I've seen during the war where I used to live. And most of the movements, I changed them from how they look in real life into a dance movements.
Yes. And you do this more often. You also danced, for example, for the UNHCR, for the Refugee Awards. And we have a little thing to show about that, a clip. Very nice. Yeah, I think also with the singing, I think it's so powerful. It's really touching your heart, isn't it? For you,
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I'm really a ballet lover, so it was beautiful. And I saw you dancing before, and he's so good.
Thank
really
you
so
very
good.
much.
So
I'm honored.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's
you.
really powerful as an artistic that you can really touch hearts. Is it different for you because you dance solo here, but is it different like these kinds of performances than dancing in a ballet?
Yes, of course. This is my way of expressing. And I choreographed this dance as a response for the threats I've received. Because I was living in a refugee camp called Al Yarmouk in Damascus, and being a male ballet dancer there is something really big. So
yes,
I was threatened to death, and as a response for that, I danced this on My Word is Free for Emel Mathlouthi during the Nansen Refugee Award, trying to be a voice for the people who need a voice.
Yes. And you already said you are also touched by his dancing and in his artistic freedom. How important is the freedom of artistic expression for you as a minister?
Well, it's very important. It's as the right of safety for journalists. It's a fundamental human right, and a fundamental human right that's absolutely vital for the functioning of democracies, for a vital culture, for the well-being of our people. So, yes, it's very important. Yes, and this means that artists ask difficult questions, raise issues, arouse us sometimes, but that's exactly what they have to do, and that's exactly what we have to protect.
And how can we protect that?
Well, this is the reason why the Netherlands supports the work of UNESCO on the freedom of artistic expression, and it's very important that we do so and that we support artists and journalists around the world to do their work and speak up if they are threatened.
And do you feel safe here now because you've been in the Netherlands for 4 years now? How do you like it here? How do you like us?
It is my new house.
Yeah, you guys very much. Yeah.
Yes, I love the Netherlands. I feel free, I feel protected, I feel respected, and I've never feel freedom like this. And I applied for the nationality, and it's approved.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's good to hear.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
Yes. Gaan we straks kroketje eten?
So yeah, very soon I will be a Dutch artist. I lived all my life as a stateless refugee with no papers, no nationality, and for me it was so difficult to travel around for performances and for many things actually. I never had a right. So now I will have my first nationality ever, thanks to the Netherlands, and I will find out how citizenship feels.
But first and foremost, feel welcome here. Please do feel welcome here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I think this, because statelessness, you mentioned that, and it's of course an international problem. So, Minister, according to you, what is the role of the international community in protecting artistic freedom?
Well, it's what the international communities must do and what countries must do is, first of all, protect artists, journalists that are in their country, and make sure that we see them. And what I try to do is, when we know, for example, that an artist is under pressure in his own country, is give a voice. So make sure that it's in the press, that we make regimes clear that we see them and we hear them.
Well, we saw you,
yes,
and we hear your voice in dance very loud and clear. So thank you all both very much for being my guests today, and well, good luck in dancing in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we are going back to the other side of the couch, and we are going to meet one of our friends from the youth newsroom, Marijn. Marijn, he's over there, so I'm going to take you back all the way over there. Just follow me. Welcome.
Thank you.
Marijn, Joop, I hope the cameras can follow me. I'm driving them nuts. They have all these long cords and they can't reach me. The youth newsroom.
Yeah.
What is that?
The youth newsroom is a club, is a group of 17 international journalists from all over the world, and we're young journalists, and we're a collective to report on the WPFC.
Yes.
At first we should all be here. It would have been in May, but now the major part of the group is working from home. But I live in the Netherlands, so I can.
Yes, but you live in the Netherlands, and you're a student journalism here, and you were connected to a journalist in Serbia.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we did some assignments in preparation of the conference, and for one assignment I worked with Zikica from Serbia.
Yes.
And I was really shocked in the big differences between being a journalist in the Netherlands and in Serbia.
Yes.
Because in the Netherlands we are protected by the authorities. There are incidents, but it's fairly safe. And I was really flabbergasted when Zikica told me that he was attacked by police of his own government.
Yeah, and you made
reporting on a protest.
Yes, and you made a story on that.
Yes.
Yes, we can have a look at that.
My name is Zikica Stevanovic. I'm 22 years old. I work for Beta News Agency in Belgrade, and I cover mostly Serbian politics and social movements. On the July 8th this year, while I was reporting on protests in Belgrade, the Serbian police attacked me and many more journalists when they were running towards me, and I showed them my press card. They didn't seem to care. They just went with a beating. First, I got hit with baton on my head, then on my right arm, and with the strength of the hit itself, I started falling down, but also not to give them sense that I was resisting. While I was on the floor. I got my hand to my head to see where I'm hurt, and I was maybe for 30 seconds on the floor. One of the policemen came back and gave me about 5 more strikes. So they knew they knew that they were beating people that that's already beaten up, but they went on and on. So I got 2 wounds on my head and many more bruises on my body with buttons. The problem there is that judicial system of Serbia doesn't do anything to solve those cases. I mean, in my case, the three internal controls of the police of Serbia was started, but none was finished. I'm not informed of any. So the incident that happened 4 months ago, I don't know anything about now. It's rather Kafkaesque to think about. I don't know anything about my case. It may sound egoistic to say, but I'm not more afraid than I was before the July. But the other thing is I was somewhat inspired by the case. I mean, I knew what was I getting into. This profession isn't some of the safest professions in Serbia. This is some kind of inspiration for me to fight for the better conditions for my colleagues and me. If I abandon my work, they win, and that's the worst thing that can happen to someone.
Well, thank you very much. You did this all by yourself with the Sikica. He said something in the report like this only made him stronger.
Yeah.
That's something that struck you when I talked to you before.
Yeah, it did, because I think an incident like that can be very traumatic for a young man like him. As for myself, it's extreme, and you have to be very strong and powerful to make that your strength. So yeah, I was a bit touched by that, to be honest.
Yeah, is there anything that you can imagine, being a journalist here, that something like that would happen to you?
No, because you can imagine an incident would happen, but you can be fairly sure that it won't be your own government, so that you are judicially protected, and that your own government is against you, and that in a country about 1,700 kilometers from here,
it's so close.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yes.
And
are you ever going to meet up with him, do you think?
I'd really like to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the group of people who are here now from the Youth Newsroom, with how many people are you here?
We're with 2.
Just 2?
Yeah. It's me and Gabriele from Italy.
From Italy.
So, yeah.
And what can we expect to see from you at the conference?
You can expect reports from us on the seminars and the sessions, and we'll cover the whole conference on our website youthnewsroom.org.
Yes, and what are you the most looking forward to?
Tomorrow I'll cover a session with the interview with the fiancé of Jamal Khashoggi.
Okay.
So that's very...
Wow, how do you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, that's a bit difficult to prepare for something like that. But the interview will be in the session. I'll afterwards talk with the Human Rights Ambassador of the Netherlands.
Okay, Marijn, we'll be on the lookout for that. Thank you much for being here. And don't forget, you can see all the content of the Youth Newsroom on youthnewsroom.org. And coming up on Channel 1, Belarusian playwright Andrei Kuraichik and Dutch journalist from Al Jazeera, Step Vazen. They shed a light on, amongst others, the struggle for media freedom and the freedom of expression in Belarus. On Channel 3, you will find WPFC's very own academic conference, bringing together an impressive lineup of respectable scholars from all over the world who will present their latest findings on the safety of journalists. And I'll see you in the next break.